welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Yana and I make lifestyle videos and vlogs, so definitely hit that subscribe button if that's content you're into. So today I decided to do a video all about applying to grad school and just some things that I think you all should know, whether you're considering applying for grad school or in the process of that. So if you guys don't know, I'm currently in my senior year of college at Hamline University in St. Paul, and I am a psychology major and a philosophy minor, and I plan on pursuing a Master of Social Work program. I applied to 2 programs within my state and I got accepted into my first choice and then denied from the other one, which is fine because I got into my first choice anyway. But I just wanted you guys to have that little bit of background because I know that all graduate schools and programs are different and have their own steps and requirements, so that's just something to keep in mind. And then I will be doing a complete separate video on why I chose the Master of Social Work instead of like a counseling or a Master of Psychology degree, so stay tuned for that. So the first thing that I think you should know before starting to apply for grad school is know that you should do as much research as you can and make sure that the program you're applying for is an accredited program, because I know there are a lot of like online master's degree programs, which is great, but a lot of them are not accredited. Basically, accredited is kind of like peer reviewed in research. It's just been evaluated by different boards and kind of deemed as like legit, and that the requirements for the program are meeting the requirements for the workforce. So definitely do your research, make sure your program that you're applying to is accredited, just so that it's legit and you know you're getting your money's worth, and just do your research. Also, obviously the other factors you should research is how much it's going to cost, what kind of programs are there, can you do like a dual degree, can you choose between like a 2-year track or a 3 or 4-year track if you want to take things slower, what do the course schedules look like, is it online, hybrid, in person. Basically try to do that type of research so that you can know what works best for you. Once you've done your research, once you've decided what program you want to do and things like that, also talking to your college advisors, they can also help you out finding the best program for you. But once you've done all your research, you've selected a handful or 1 or 2 that you want to apply for, the first thing you should do is send over your transcripts. For my program that I applied to, I had to send in my current transcripts. Even if you're, let's say you're a senior in your undergrad like I am, then you'll need to send in your transcripts that you've had thus far, and then after, when you get accepted into the program, you'll have to send over your final transcripts. And the transcripts are not sent over by you, they're sent by the registrar's office of your university, so make sure you contact them and have them send that over first, just because in case if it takes longer to ship out or anything, you have that window of time. But yes, make sure you send over or have your school send over the transcripts. And the next step is to contact the people who you want to write your letters of recommendation for. My programs that I applied to required 3 different recommendation letters, so I had my manager / internship supervisor write one. I had one of my favorite professors I've had in my psychology program for undergrad write one, and then I had my psychology major academic advisor write one. I would recommend a month in advance, probably 5 weeks in advance, minimum at least 3, because writing a letter of recommendation, especially for a professor who's already extremely busy, takes a bunch of time, and you want to make sure that they get it in on time. So give them like weeks in advance. I would say a month is a really good place to start. As the due date comes, make sure you send follow-up emails and be like, hey, just wanted to check in, the deadline is coming, I want to know do you need anything else from me, things like that, because professors are humans too and sometimes they forget. It happens. So just make sure you follow up with them. But usually the grad program that you're applying to will notify you if the person submitted the letter of recommendation. And so if you haven't gotten that notification, maybe check in with your advisor or with whoever's writing your letter of rec, just to make sure they get in on time. But make sure you give your professors enough time. That is super important. And also be sure to send your professors your resume and your statement of purpose, just so that they kind of know exactly why you're going into this program, what have you done that's related to this program, and things like that. And I would also obviously recommend that whoever's writing your letters of recommendation, that they kind of fit the niche of that program. So that's why I had my psychology professors and my internship and my advisor do that, because they know me from like a psychology major standpoint. And also with that, depending on the program you are going into, you might have to take your GRE, which I'm very thankful because my program did not require that, which I'm super grateful. I think they only required it if your GPA was under their requirement, but I didn't have to take the GRE, so I'm super grateful for that. But sometimes you have to take the GRE, you might have to take a different exam for like a business degree or law school or things like that. So just make sure you keep track of the deadlines and that you study and take those ahead of time as well if need be. But like I said, I got really lucky and did not have to take the GRE, but just make sure you're keeping track of the deadlines and things like that. And then kind of the last step is to write your essay and your statement of purpose. Sometimes, I know one of the programs I applied to just required the statement of purpose and then a writing sample from a class or something like that, which that was nice because I just picked an essay I wrote for a class that I did well on and submitted that. But then for another program, I actually had to write an actual essay. Basically, in your statement of purpose, I would recommend being really specific to what you plan on doing with this Masters of Social Work program and kind of why you're choosing it. So just tailor it to your interest. I would recommend, and in your essays, sometimes the topics are really generic, like, oh, explain a problem in psychology or Master of Social Work that you're passionate about, or things like that. A lot of them are really broad, but I would recommend writing about what you're passionate about and not what you think they want to hear, if that makes sense, because I feel like that is really authentic and shows that you know your stuff, you know what you're passionate about, and find a way to connect it to your experiences. Maybe you want to write about your own personal experience with whatever it is that you're applying to. Obviously, I'm talking for more of like a Master of Social Work, psychology type of aspect. I don't know what it's like for like a Master's of Business program or a JD or whatever. So just keep that in mind, and yeah, just make sure you write something that you're passionate about. And basically the last step of this whole process of applying for grad school doesn't take place until after you get accepted into the program. So basically you submit your transcripts, make sure you get whoever's writing your rec letters to write them and submit them as well. Submit your statement of purpose, resume, and essay, and basically it. And then once you get accepted, then you can submit your FAFSA, your financial aid, and apply for any scholarships. The thing about graduate school is that it's really hard to get money assistance for it, and I don't think you get grants, or it's very hard to, depending on your income and everything. And even scholarships, it's not as much as it is when you apply for your undergrad, but they're still out there. So make sure that you do your research, and a lot of the times once you get accepted, the school will send you a list of resources of applying for scholarships. So definitely do that probably as soon as you find out that you're accepted. So yeah, that is basically it. Those are all the things that you should know before applying to grad school and kind of what those steps look like. I hope it was helpful for you guys. If you have any other specific questions, leave them in the comments below, or you can also DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is always linked below as well. And yeah, and I will definitely be doing more videos, kind of like why I chose the Master of Social Work program. And then once I start grad school, I want to do more videos about that, obviously. So let me know what you would like to see, and thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.